distinctions here. There is a tendency to say that every election is equal to every other election, and whatever government results from an election is a democratic government. Democracy requires not only that a government be produced as a result of democratic choice by the people in a free and fair election, but that the government that is produced by an election then respect the rights of the opposition, the rule of law, the Constitution, and the democratic process. And let me say, I was opposed to the military coup in Egypt. I am opposed to the military dictatorship that is emerging in Egypt. I am opposed to the decision that was just made to sentence over 500 members of the Muslim Brotherhood to death. I think it's an odious and despicable distortion of the rule of law. And I've been a fierce critic of the military, the brutal military crackdown in Egypt. And I think both from a moral standpoint, it's indefensible. And from a practical standpoint, it's not going to achieve the goal of trying to bring security and stability to Egypt. I am also a very outspoken critic of American foreign policy on this, and European foreign policy. There's been barely a whimper of protest from the United States about this, and I think that's extremely lamentable. At the same time, we should not lose sight of the violations of democratic procedures and norms that were happening under President Mohamed Morsi. This was not a democratic government under Morsi. He was moving to create a political hegemony of the Muslim Brotherhood. He was abusing the Constitution and the rule of law. He was cracking down on opponents in civil external actors. It's the mobilization of his own people, and his own young people in particular, for freedom and democracy. And I think, unfortunately, and it's deeply unfortunate, because Turkey was looked upon as a model of a country that could reconcile moderate Islam and a moderately Islamist party with electoral democracy. Unfortunately, Prime Minister Erdogan has become an increasingly authoritarian and intolerant ruler. I'm actually somewhat hopeful because I think that's not the only trend in the Justice and Development Party. And President Abdullah Gül, I think, represents a much more democratic and